Hello and welcome to this presentation, Sustainable and Profitable Virtual Events to Grow Your Email List and Establish Yourself as an Authority. In this session, you will learn how to plan a virtual event, choosing the right type of virtual event, leveraging a virtual event to scale, and also how do you profit from a virtual event. My name is Fernanda Lima Farman. A lot of you know me by Fê Lima. I'm a Brazilian architect and project manager turned into a summit and launch strategist and producer. I'm a mom of two boys. I'm also married my roommate who learned Portuguese so he could speak with my family. I'm the producer and host of the Summitpreneur Experience. I'm also an international speaker. And a fun thing about me is that I'm absolutely afraid of frogs and I love Florida. Don't know how I'm going to make that happen. I'm a proud connector and also a problem solver. I have helped many coaches and course creators and online entrepreneurs just like you grow and scale their business with multiple 5 and 6 figure launches and summits without the tech headache and the fear of launching, which is huge. So after being behind the scenes, I planned a lot of events, a lot of conversion events, all different type of events. I learned some very important things. One of them is there's an easy path to grow your business with live virtual events. And I know in-person events start coming back, but live events, virtual events are always going to be around. And there is now the hybrid model, which means you do your live in person, but you also have it streamed live virtually because not everybody can travel. And some of us, kind of got used to watch some of the presentations online. And it doesn't have to be stressful and time consuming. A live event, virtual event with the right strategy can be very, very, very profitable. And I mean, multiple 6 figures launches. I have hosted and helped my clients host over $300,000 launches like on repeat. And it was fun. So by hiring the right team and creating sustainable systems, and I would love for you to listen to the sustainability on this, because sustainable systems, it will be the key for you to create more time so you can spend with the people that you love. Just a little bit of stats. The e-learning market is projected to be worth $325 billion in 2025. And we are basically 3 years from there, right? So it also led us to an increase in income for 42% of the US organizations. And digital learning is the quickest and growing market in the educational industry with the 900% growth since 2000. And that means for you that there's going to be a lot of opportunities online, but also there's going to be a lot of noise. Everybody's coming online. In the past 2 years, a lot of people left their jobs. They're coming online. They are learning how to promote themselves, how to be exposed to this internet, world. And now the question is, how do we stand out? How do we become that to-go person when everybody is coming online? And when you're hosting an event, what make people gonna stop and join your event and stay? Because even if people register for your event, doesn't mean they're gonna come and watch. And even if they watch one day, doesn't mean they're coming back the next day. It's really creating transformation. And I'm gonna talk a little bit more down on the next slides during your event and your sessions. Now, the number one thing is planning is crucial. And if you don't plan, you are actually planning to fail. And the reason why is an effective plan and strategy will help you increase your profit in your launches and summits, will decrease stress, overwhelm, and will create sustainable growth. Now, I have seen a lot of times people will come to me, oh, yes, I have hosted an event before. And what was the strategy? Oh, no, I just saw somebody else doing it and I was part of her event. So I just took note of everything that person was doing and I just repeated. That's not a strategy. Okay. This is basically when you see an event happening, you only see the top. You don't see what's all that it took for that person to make the decisions to have that event that way. And we're going to talk about this. When you're strategizing and planning your event, the first thing you need to do is understand your niche. And the more you talk to them in the micro scale level, the more success you're going to have in your event. So for example, instead of saying I help everyone grow their business, so if I'm scrolling now, like, okay, great. If that person says I help Brazilian women grow their business, now they're going to get my attention. Why Brazilian? That's me. I'm a Brazilian woman. I help Brazilian woman in California. Then there's no question that she's talking to me. So when you're thinking about your event, make sure that the topic is relevant to your audience and is also connect to the offer you're going to have on the back end. Okay. Also choosing the right platform. I have a client who was launching on Facebook, and she had like less than 100 people registered. And we decided, when I look at her audience, I saw that her audience was actually on LinkedIn. Now, what we decided to do is pivot it and do an event on LinkedIn. And that event, she had over 1,600 registrations. There are like people coming in. That was like so amazing. And she would have failed if she had done that launch inside of Facebook. Okay. And also, you need to know what time is good for them. So if you're launching to people that, for moms, let's say busy moms, you don't want to be teaching at 5 o'clock when they're picking up kids in school, they're planning for lunch, for dinner. You need to understand what time is the best time for your audience. If you're working with corporate people that work from 9 to 5, if you have something at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they might not be able to join. So maybe 5:30 would be the best time. Okay. Also, traffic, how you're going to be bringing people to your event. And we're going to talk about different ways to do that, but it could be a paid ad. It could be organically. It could be organically means, you're just going out and inviting people, affiliate links. And when you have somebody that is actually promoting your event and you tell them, I'm going to give you 10% for you to promote my event. Emails, if you have a big list of emails, you can promote your email to your email list, to somebody else's email list as well, or it could be from another event. So for example, a summit would be an amazing event to generate leads to another launch or a workshop that you're having. And hire from the beginning. When you plan your event, make sure that you hire from the beginning, so that way you're not stressed. Oh my gosh, I need to build this funnel. I don't know how to build this funnel. Who can build this funnel? And the person says, hey, I can only do it in 3 weeks from now. Now you're stuck and you don't have somebody to help you. Also, they get engaged and they get involved in the project and your vision from the beginning. It's much easier to manage the whole project. Use systems that are scalable and repeatable. And this is so important. So for example, if you have your email automation, once you build your email automation the first time, the second time around is changing the emails, maybe changing the time where the emails are going to go out. But you don't want to be building that all the time. I do have an example where my client, she was in between platforms and she was also sending email by email. She didn't have an automation done. So every day she would have to go there and send out an email. And there was a day that she was sick. She couldn't send out the email. Nobody else could get there and support her because we didn't know that was not done. So having systems and scale, like how am I going to onboard my audience? Is that going to be, I'm going to be sending a DM one by one, or do I have a system that when they come in, they are automatically receive all the things that they need in order to be successful, to know where to go, what to do. Okay. So that it's very, very important. And make it about your audience. When you're making your event, people are craving for authentic human connection. It's okay that we use systems to systemize something. So for example, when somebody comes to a group, you send an automatic DM. Once, they respond to that DM, it's you. Now it's you making that connection. Then it's, you asking the questions, and it's not a bot. So a bot has its place, but it's not connecting with your audience. Also survey your audience. Make sure that you are preparing something for them that they really want. Putting together an event that they don't know what they want, if it's not going to serve them, That's not going to bring them into, repeatable days. Nurture the audience before the event starts. Just putting an audience, inviting everybody and not nurturing them is not going to be as successful as if they already know, if you already had that DM connection with you and they know exactly what to expect from your event. Use their names. Please do not go out and, hey, hon, hey, sweetheart, darling, because we know this is all like they are just saving time and they don't even have the time to say my name. That's not human connection. Okay. Invest some time in their profile, see who they are when they register. Make sure that you know who they are, what they do, and see if there's something you can relate to them that you can create a connection. Don't ask them, what do you do, in the DM when you could have looked at it before you asked that. During the event, it's important that you gauge the energy of the audience and you see if your audience is, when they're dropping off, what's happening. Ask questions, engage them, ask questions, keep asking questions, because that way they're going to feel more likely to be participating, right? And that's why we're always doing events now on Zoom. When making your offer, don't focus on the benefit and not on the details. Like, don't overwhelm your audience. I am a person that I will ask those questions because my engineering mind, I am very analytical. I want to know all the in and outs, but you don't want to overwhelm them. Let them know what the transformation will be by working with you, and to their heart, why they want to do that. Okay. So, which event should I host? That's a question that I get all the time. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I host a 5-day launch, a 3-day webinar, a livenar, or if I do a summit. What event should I host? So the first thing is, let's talk about the type of events that are out there. Okay. And there are different ones, I'm sure, but those are the ones we're going to be talking. Some of them we're going to be talking about today. The event has to be right for you and for your audience. So a webinar, it's something that from my research lately, people are not very excited about participating on webinars, because webinars are pre-recorded and there is a structure that you have to go through. Usually the speakers speak slow, not as fast as I am speaking right now. And what they do is they drive you through this process and then they make an offer. It's a one-way road. A livenar, on the other hand, it's like a webinar, but it's live, which means the audience gets to participate and ask questions and be there engaged with you. Okay. Then there's a live launch, 5-day challenge, workshops, boot camp, which is kind of almost the same thing. And it's a series of events that's based on the pillars of your offer. And you bring transformation every day, and then you leave that hook for them to come back the next day. And then you choose a day where you're going to put an offer in front of them, where you're going to invite them to work with you. It could be day 3, 4, whatever that design is for that event. Then we have evergreen, emails, soft launches, conferences, full mini summits. A mini summit would be something, a 1-day event that would be 10 speakers or 7 speakers. A full event would be like over 20 speakers. Okay, that would, you would need more time in order to prepare. So a JV launch, that would be a joint venture launch. 2 people join together, they put together an offer, they do a launch, and they sell that offer together. There's a beta course. When you're trying to launch something, before you put it all together, you do a beta launch to see how your audience is going to respond to that. And they're going to help you build that launch, that course in the better way. So you, in exchange, you ask for testimonials. Some people charge. Some of those events can be free and can be, you can charge for it. And the one that I love to do, it's called Summit to Launch. It's my framework. And what I do is, during our launch, we actually launch an offer inside of the launch. So we have the whole summit happening, and we launch our offer inside of that summit while we're hosting the summit. Okay, there's no right or wrong. It all has to do with your personality, where your audience you relate and come back to. You don't want to do, for a corporate person, client, you don't want to do a 7-day webinar boot camp, right? Because you're busy. Just tell me what you want, where you want to sell me. Give me a 90-minute powerful masterclass, and they're going to be there and be more likely to engage. And of course, the event also has to do with the price of your offer. And the tip is to start with the end in mind. Always think about the goal. What is the goal for this event? for me, one of my goals for one of my summits was to be in front of the speakers that I could not get to be in front of them otherwise. So for example, there was a doctor that we wanted to buy our water filtration system. If I had just called their office and say, hey, can I set up a call so I can talk about my water filtration system? They would say no, or maybe next year, next month, whatever it is. But because we were interviewing him, when he heard about it, he was like, oh my gosh, where have you been? I need to connect with you. Please, let's connect. I want to know more. I want to fly you here so you can see one of my patients. Would that happen? Building that instant authority? Not without that summit. Or it could be that you want to profit. You want to sell you want to test your offer, or you want to sell something. You need to have those goals. The goals are never going to just be for money. There's different types of, events that we host, and we're going to talk about profitable events. So when you're leveraging your event to scale, you need to ask, and this is why I love the virtual events, the virtual summits. It's because it's very successful as a marketing tool, helps you grow your list. Not only that, it helps you promote your events, your offers, your launch. So if, let's say, you're launching something new, it helps you promote, create brand awareness. It helps you increase your authority because now you're being seen side by side with the speakers that are in your summit, and you're going to be able to borrow their audience, which means they're going to be promoting for you, and their audience, it's coming to your event, looking at you. You're not that cold lead anymore, right? Now they're coming to you as, wow, if this person that I trusts this other person and aligns with the message, I want to know more about this coach or this host. Okay. It helps also create content. One of my clients, her goal, she's very shy. She doesn't like to do anything online. So what we do is we host summits, and with those summits, she creates content for her whole year. And she repurposes her whole content for the whole year. So that way, she doesn't have to create, she doesn't have to think about anything, especially because she's an immigrant. It's hard for her to write. She just gives everything to the transcriptionist. And from that point forward, her team repurposed the whole content, free content, right? And she's learning and building relationships and building her email list as she's going. Also, of course, positions yourself as an industry leader because you are now being seen with other industry leaders that people trust. And there are multiple streams of revenue that you can get from a summit. So for example, you can get all pass access, which means the summit is free. You can do a free event. You can charge for it upfront, or you can do what we call freemium. A freemium would be free to join, free to participate. And then if you want more, you will pay for it. So for example, speakers might be giving away things that they charge for. One of my speakers gave away a $2,500 course, which is Kelly Roach. That's how much she sells her course for, $2,500. She gave it for free for the people that buy the VIP. Now, for our VIP, we had over $10,000 in, like, if you had to buy. And this is not free gifts that you find somewhere. They're paying $97. So that makes a no-brainer, right? And after the event starts, that goes to $127, okay? And another way is to say, and by the way, if you want to have a one-on-one session with me, or if you want to have this other special thing, it's this much more, which is extra VIP. Then you have the affiliate promotions and programs that people, you can offer to the affiliates to sell. So now they're out there promoting and selling, and they're getting a portion of the commission, but you have people selling for you. So that is like, you're not spending money on any ads, and you have people promoting to their audience. Also, you can make money by having offers during your live event. You can have sponsorships. So some of the sponsorship programs that we have seen, they would give you $10,000. It starts at $275. The lowest we had was $275, and $10,000, was the most that we got for our clients. Membership, you can sell a membership, you can sell course, you can sell services. And planning for a profitable event, it's very important. And I love this calculator. This is the calculator I'm going to be giving you. And here you're going to say that everything green can be changed and everything is going to be recalculated. So what it happens in here is you put your annual goal and then your offer price and your revenue goal per event. So for example, if I want to have $50,000 event, then I would need at $5,000, I need 10 clients to buy, right? That means I would need 70 clients per year at 5,000 to give me that much. Or I would need 7 events. If I change this offer to 10,000, then I'm going to need 5 clients to buy at a $50,000 goal. And then all those numbers get recalculated for you. Okay. That's going to give you an overview of what you need. And then in here, it's going to tell you the conversion. How much do you need to convert? So if your conversion rate is 2%, 3%, 5%, or 10%, it's going to change the amount of people you come and you bring into your ecosystem. And there's number of people registered, there's number of people that show up, and there's number of people that actually saw your offer. Those are different numbers. But in here, you're going to see that based on how many days I have before the event and how many weeks, how many days I'm working during the week, those numbers are going to change. And here we're calculating only the people that are registered. So at a 2%, I need 500 people registered. At 2, and let's say I have 200 people registered and says, hey, you're still missing 300. So how many registration do I need weekly and daily? So those numbers are going to change. And when you put those in the calculator, only the green ones need to be changed. And don't let just that be the revenue, just the revenue to be the metric that you choose, to collect during your events. You need to collect open rates, click rates, registration page conversion, attendance. And we also do the consultation call. Now, this one is not included, but we also track how many calls, how many conversations do we have during the week, to the point where we know how much time do I need, how many people do I need to actually come over here, and how many people do I need to talk. And then we know how much time ahead of time we have for our event. So for example, I need to have 10 conversations a day for 20 days. Then I know I cannot, have my event happening in 4 weeks, right? So based on these numbers here, it's when we calculate how many days, how many weeks, how many months we need to actually plan and execute our launch or our summits. And here's just some bonuses that I would like to show you. Highly profitable events. You need to have a validated offer. If you don't have it, people don't like your offer, they're not going to buy. You need to have the right lead generation, the right traffic. If they're coming to you because they want to learn about TikTok and you're offering Instagram support, they're not going to come, they're not going to buy. Even though you have all this traffic, it doesn't matter. You need to have a high ticket, a mid ticket, and a low ticket. That means when somebody comes for your high ticket, if they're not affordable, if they cannot afford it, you can see that they're not right fit for that high ticket. You can always bring them into the mid or the low, and you can always have those as part of a gift or a VIP in your summit as well. Have affiliates. Very important to have affiliates, and that's when you want to really partner up with people that will promote your summit. Okay, and then for the summit, usually the affiliates, it's 40%, 50%. But for your program, depending on how much you're selling your program for, you want to have like maybe a 10% or 15% payout. That's how much I do, because mine is very high ticket. And then you want to have joint ventures. You promote me, I promote you. Very important, collect the data. And then there's some profit maximizers that I use, like a calendar link, so people get notifications when you go live, a chat bot, so they actually see your messages, your DMs, and they get notifications as well. Testimonials on your page, so people know that you have been creating transformation for other people. Payment plan and PayPal. Payment plan is very important because there are companies that can support you with the payment plan. Holding a contest that creates engagement, it brings more people into the group, and it makes things fun, right? Have flash or mini summits to reinforce the pillars of your content. So before a big offer, I would always suggest my clients to have mini summits just to see what people will resonate with, or flash summits, as I like to call. And also gather the information after the event. As I showed you how I use that information to generate, to pivot and create the next event. Really important that we keep that data after the event. And also, if you're selling your event, you can always already pre-sell the tickets to the next one, so that people already know there's a next one. The next one is going to be charged. And if they pay ahead of time, they pay with a discount. And here it's the profit calculator that I'm going to be sharing with you. It's under felimaferman.com/calculator. And it's that first spreadsheet that I showed you, that it can help you calculate how much you can make, how many events you need to host per year. And here's a way for you to connect with me, for you to know, to find me online and to see what how can I support you. I love, again, partnering up with my clients in launches and summits. We don't believe in checking the box, because those events are highly engaging and it needs there's a lot of moving parts, but they are very profitable and they are scalable. As I showed to you, you can always, once you build one, then you can actually reuse that the next time. Okay. And thank you so much for joining me today, for watching this. And I'm looking forward to connect with you.